puzzles because I was trying to finish up my puzzle, which is almost there. Almost there. Almost there. People here everywhere. So what I was speaking on was, of course, the prophecy for those, who were looking to, if you're into your spiritual practice, that, there was major celebrities who wanted to work with someone, invest in someone, or invested in something, okay? But it has to do with somebody that could be into tarot land or do it, right? Or somebody, what I'm saying, you have ties to these people unbeknownst to you, okay? Also, the majorest thing I was, listening to my queens, but I remember talking about it a long time ago, and I was just like, it could be far-fetched. Maybe I'm just tripping. I was not tripping. Because when it comes to your blood, your DNA, what I'm saying? That's why I tell people, do you know your blood type? Okay, if you don't know your blood type, we're not having the same conversation, right? And there's certain blood types where certain things come along with it. Some people be thinking that when they get your blood type, it'll give them superpowers. Other people, well, for someone, it can heal the body. For someone, your DNA is alone in itself, depending on the diagnosis, it can actually heal certain people. Now, with certain combinations, it can work like that, but it's very, very, very rare. So this is like 0.001% of people have this. So it's rare. So you'll probably find that 1 in 5 people, or 1 in 50 people. Let's put it that way. You'll probably see it in 1 in 50 cases. It's no different than seeing someone being pregnant that they have their ovaries, they have a uterus, but they don't have fallopian tubes. So how many cases you will see from that? They'll be every 300, 1 in 300, right? So when it comes to it, and it's mainly you'll see it here in America, other places, when it comes to that, they will categorize you, specialize you. If it's something that they know, like, hey, with this person's blood, or with this person's organs, or with this things, this is what can happen to you. You can heal, or this can happen with you, right? For somebody unbeknownst to you, or it wasn't supposed to be known to you, or you knew, but it was just like you didn't feel that people would utilize it in that way. And understanding, like, I knew that they would utilize it, or utilize it through my children. That's why it was just like, dang, when you ain't got the grounds for it and you really ain't got the money for it, of course, they're going to keep going with it and try to take the money. Now, most of the people who have it and didn't know that they had it, that's where you see some of them, if the bigger people, or these top percenters that know that these people ain't got the capability, or those people in the government, or people work in a hospital, or people in your community, shit, sometimes some people in your family, or the people who end up kidnapping you knew. Like, for somebody, what's that movie with Eddie Murphy, The Golden Child? And they remember he had so many gifts and stuff like that, and touching him was like, it was sacred. It was very sacred, going to him or whatever, they'll go worship him. It wasn't like a worship type thing, but it was like he was sacred. Like, if you needed healing, he could heal you. If you passed away, he can bring you back to life type thing. And like, how I knew that it was something very big with, me and my children's blood, was just like how far that people would try to choose. Because I was like, outside of this, like, why would they want to run this, and why would they want to run that? So something told me, like, just pay attention to what they run and what they saying. You know what tests you need, you know what you don't. Because for the most part of my whole life, I've mainly been more healthy than anything. Always been healthy. But however, like, say if a sickness came, it was not something of my own doing. So of course, even since as a kid, they would try to experiment on me as a kid, and they was getting paid for it. They still don't think that I remember this shit, and how many times they would do it. It would fit my food. It would be doing this. They'll be doing that. And then it was like, once upon a time, it was like, even before I had my first kid, they was trying to prevent me from having kids, because me having kids, it would take the focus off of them being able to get their money and do what it is that they were doing, which was this, I didn't know that they had this other part in them that they was doing, with that too. Because I was like, God dang. Because for the, when I said, no, I do not want my son's organs. Oh, because we can use his skin, and his heart was still good, and his skin is really good, and we can use this. And I had already told them no. right? So of course, what's the next thing? We need to knock her off. And if they had got me, so imagine if I had passed away, guess what? How long of a supply that they would have when it came to blood, when it comes to organs, when it comes to anything else? They would have had at least, at minimum, maybe 15 to 20 years of usage of blood coming from me, depending on my weight, depending on those things, those factors come in, right? Also, knowing your blood type, that's even a huge factor, because those O positive, O negatives with RH positive or negative, and you got that combination in your system, bro, you special. You got cures for shit that you would even know. You motherfuckers could have HIV sleeping with you and you wouldn't even get HIV. They just sleep with them, they got AIDS, you wouldn't ever get that. You'll probably get like bacterial vaginosis, and then the fact that it hits your system, you'll probably get like a really bad fever and get sick. But then instant harvesting, when people, those those particular things are a real thing. However, in this day and age, most people, they try to unconsider, like I say, there's always been a medical bias in the system. So with it being a medical bias, of course, well, black people gonna catch on to the fact this is what we're doing. And of course, and I was like, why do I keep channeling Ben Carson? Ben Carson, he knows what goes up in those systems. But of course, in order for all this to work, you got to have some black people in mind that it's going to be along with it. But black people didn't understand what you sitting here doing that and trying to work. You basically still working with the man. Somebody's name could be Jeanette, who was the main source of trying to run this under a clinical research name or a safety net to be able to do this. And it's like pathologists, people that work in laboratories and stuff like that, clinical research, people that it happen. But however, I ever feel, but I mean, shit, with the military, when they tell you government property, they feel like they can just do whatever the fuck it is without your consent. Now, when you're in, yes, once your contract terminated, no, not no more. My contract was done and terminated according to that ID was 2018. Now, according to the, here we go again. So of course, I know the video gonna probably be choppy, even though I'm coming through clear as day on my own end. They're gonna try to do this and try to flag it. And most of the videos that if ever get flagged from YouTube or whatever, just know it's not just YouTube itself. It's someone paid to monitor your account to go ahead to try to dictate what is getting out to the public, especially in the United States right now. And it's just like trying to hover, AKA hover, because if it's not factual and it's not true, why would they want to shadow ban you? If you didn't believe in it, why would you want to shadow ban and keep trying to hinder what it is someone's saying? Because it's like, for somebody, it's like somebody's name could be Henderson or Hendrickson. And it's just like they're getting upset. Somebody's name could be Robinson, Carson. Like they're upset at the fact, because it's like, you should have known this. You don't have the education to agree. Well, shit, everything is on the internet. And if you go to the public library, I'm pretty sure if I'm trying to cross-reference, if you know what cross-referencing is, then of course you know how to do it. If I didn't ever go to school, I wouldn't know, hey, you got to look at scholarly research. You got to look at governmental research, clinical researches, theses, dissertations. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like to say everyone is an expert on everything. You can still have a PhD and still not have any expertise. You're a psychologist talking about children and you don't have fucking children. How would you know to help somebody to conduct children accordingly if you're just only doing that based off the book and not, real life experience? It's no difference than that. And then it's also like other people not understanding how effectively and how much it can affect people, not knowing these things and being so miseducated that they're missing out on proper cures and possibilities of actually naturally, holistically healing your body or allowing your body to do what it naturally do. So I mean, like, if it's going to be people that don't want to care for their health and don't want to ask for people to say, hey, I don't want to consent to this and I don't want to sign this part, because it's always when you go to the hospital, it's like, oh yeah, I just need you to sign here, but what am I signing? So unbeknownst to you, you may have gave, permission to someone to do something with your blood, or, when you go to the OBGYN or go to these clinics or go to your doctor, unbeknownst to you, you didn't know that you gave them consent to do what it is that they're doing. But instead of them verbally expressing it to you, because most of the time they have to sit there and say, hey, did you know that, you did consent to go ahead and allow us to do this? But for the most part, even then, they should know better, because that is considered bedside manner, whether they want to look at it or not, by not telling that patient to say, hey, did you know that you signed over to allow us to do this type of research on your DNA, or that you allowed us to do this on your RNA, or you allowed us to do run over your cervix and stuff like that. Like, they only supposed to be doing a pap smear, but for me, they weren't doing pap smears. They were egg harvesting without my consent. I'm thinking I'm just coming in for it, but you're taking my eggs. I did not consent to that. And then most of the time they ask you questions when you're still under anesthesia and you thinking, okay, I'm getting ready to leave. That is like doing something under the influence. And who would be able to, well, you did sign right here. How could I sign and you didn't sit there and tell that person, like, hey, do you know exactly what you're signing? Did they even, like, when she did my surgery and I was like, I knew something was up after the fact when they didn't even call me, like, I was supposed to go back to her for that follow-up. The fact that I didn't get to go back to her for that follow-up, that led even more suspicion, because on top of that, for me to end up, getting pregnant again, it was just like, whoa, something's really up, something's not right. And for them to go back to go reach to all these people, and then it was like, okay, why am I getting attacked from so many angles? So not only I'm getting attacked from the fact that, hey, family and ex-husband trying to get life insurance policies off of me. Not to mention, only are they trying to get a life insurance policy, they got a life insurance policy on my son who passed away. They got money off of him and his organ harvesting. They got money and stuff off of that, off of his blood and stuff like that, right? So it was like, logical sense would be like, if we take them off and we go ahead and do it this way, we could get the money. You know what I'm saying? And that was a whole lot of money, unbeknownst to them, after figuring out the fact, like, hey, did you know that, this person's blood can do this, or can you do that? It was no different from when I was sitting there doing my TikTok live. They took that privilege away because I was calling them out, because I was trying to let the people know on Puerto Rico, on the island, that some of these people, they were not getting the full needed medical treatment that they were doing, because they was too busy trying to do theories and doing science projects on these people. And the biggest part of it is, did you ask these people for their consent? Now, most of the people, like I said, most of the people didn't ever make it past 8th grade. Some of them actually finally decided to smarten up, wisen up, and get their education. But it was just like, dang, this is unfair. This is unjust. You don't do this without people's, permission or consent. And I had been screaming for a long time, you did not have my consent. They didn't. And for them to go ahead and do that, what I'm saying? That's like a form of disrespect. How do you expect for it as, patient-client confidentiality, but you're taking advantage of me without my permission and consent? On top of this, you're doing all this stuff just to try to break and make me have a psychotic break and all this other weird stuff that, hey, yeah, you could probably get away with that with other people that are genuinely already have a wish to go. The only way that you're going to want to go and get rid of yourself is because of this. But then most of the time, most people end up, when you whistle blowing, they're mad because the truth is getting to the public. Why causing harm to someone when you already know, like, hey, this is just what it is. It's been going on for centuries. The hood be the first people to know on the ground. The dope boys be knowing, like, oh, this is what you got to do to get that extra money. Oh, you just need me to shut up? Okay. And then it just usually just work like that. It's not like it's uncommon and not heard of, but then it's just like, it gets to a point. It just gets to a fucking point. Everybody could be asleep, but hey, it's still a lot of the masses that are genuinely just waking up to the fact, like, hey, this is a real thing. This goes on. And however, in my case, that's been the story of my life. But it's like, instead, just ask me, like, hey, how did you heal yourself? Or, what medicines was this? But you're illegally taking it from me to try to utilize something to say, yeah, this was us and this is what we got to do. And now you genetically pulling it from my disabled son in this hospital, because as I'm sitting here watching them With Marcus, he's worth more even alive, but he's worth more even when he goes away, because like, okay, well, he's special needs, he ain't gonna really have no say, so he ain't gonna really know, like, okay, they're doing too much. But I knew they was doing way too much. Like, you keep sticking my son, quit sticking him, he don't need all this stuff. I'm just coming here just to get him some food, and y'all over here trying to do all these extra tests. Now, when I realized when I was on the app, because with New Moore's Children's Hospital, here we go a second time with another child's hospital. That's why I know for a fact James must end up getting the check from my son, baby James, because they knew it would have been a lawsuit off the fact of how they had to restrain him, and knowing they could have did something else way better than to try to do him like that, to restrain him. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not oblivious to it, but it's just like, okay, you know that this can go ahead and do that. But however, with the soul and the energy that I do carry, hey, we can choose to do this one way or another, but it would have been more effective for everybody who decided to do wrong. You had a chance to redeem yourself with me. So, hey, whatever comes your way, you wanted to do this by all means necessary. Okay, we'll see you at, at a funeral. It doesn't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, what about those kids? I can't care about somebody else's kid. If y'all keep trying to take advantage of someone's life, because they doing the right thing, they living right, they know how to have self-confidence, they know how to speak up for themselves, but you wanted to keep quiet because you want to keep doing it because I want to test their cells. You call me just to get a breast exam so you can do something with my cells. That's weird. But however, instead of just saying, hey, look, let me discuss this with you. We're trying to do this. That's the point of doing clinical trials. Y'all compensate all, like, it be people that don't know. It's a whole bunch of white people sitting here living fucking great fat off a motherfucking hog because they in the midst of clinical research. They okay with, oh, you doing this with my DNA? Okay, just as long as you be able to give me back whatever this is type of money so I can go ahead and go about my business. But let it be of people of color. You think I give a shit about telling you that, hey, you can get 15,000 a week or a month based off of us doing this. Me, that's how I end up putting the pieces together, because I was like, damn, Veronica, I was like, shit, she made it. She probably wasn't for shit for me, but the bitch had came in so informally, because all it requires for you to do is pay attention to your environment. Most people be thinking like, oh, they ain't listen to what I'm saying, what I'm doing, what I got going on. No, it's called paying very close attention to what people do and say, and reading between the lines of the lack of what they do not say. So I was just like, all right, so y'all trying to do seances, y'all using DNA, RNA, y'all sitting here getting results, but instead of compensating the person of the results you're getting it from, and now you have to sit here and put on a facade, and you're utilizing someone that keeps saying, yeah, I'm their mom, I'm their dad, I'm this, but you're not getting the same effect from neither one of them. Make it make sense. So something somewhere is something eerie in the air. And then it's just like, I know for a fact, it's like they used to love, like, don't listen to her, she crazy. Don't listen to her, she crazy. Not so crazy anymore, because everybody's sitting here like, God damn, how she knew what was going on with New Morris. I already peeped game a long time ago. Carla had been getting paid off this shit since 2006. When it came to the hospital, because the hospital, when you have your baby, they got to run your tests. They got to do all this other things. Anytime that you have to get the red band, that just means actively in your system, your BV may have flared up, or, the only time you get an antibiotics in your body is because of that. And I know, like, for my body, if I'm dealing with a man that's unclean, my body will tell me. But I'm grateful that I ain't ever got like nothing crazy, because my body is only ample to just get like, is it the STD, not STI. So I already knew how that shit worked by the time I was 18. But however, I did not know until I was like maybe 23, when I was in the Army, of how deep and how far it would go. So when it came to me being in the Army and them utilizing like my eggs and stuff like that, I knew that. But it was like, who am I to say anything? Because I already knew, okay, I can't sue the fucking Army, or at least that's what they were trying to convince me at the time. Like, you can't sue the Army because it is. You can't sue the Army. But I guarantee this information alone can destroy so many fucking things of people being in position. But then it's just like, Why make somebody an opposition to somebody that carries so much knowledge, wisdom, information at that, and then they had access to the shit that we were hoping we were preventing from? Like, we let them just do that because that's just minor. But then it's like, okay, but you're gonna blackball me from everything else, but you're compensating those who are mimicking a situation, and you're not getting effective results, and then you're getting upset because those results are not being as effective anymore as it was before. So I'm just like, the animalistic things, even when they was in shock and surprise, like my son Marcus, when he was in that child care system in Clarksville, I'm talking about, baby, he could not move because the eczema and the shit that they gave him, and I told him he could only have my breast milk. Of course, they didn't want to listen to me. And the eczema got so bad, it was all over his body, that if he moved as a baby, his skin would bleed. I still have those pictures to this day. And when I had to go do that, and that was at Vanderbilt Children's Hospital. See the pattern? The Children's Hospital. What was the other pattern? DCF CPS. What's the other pattern? Dealing with the courthouse, officials, judges and lawyers, guardian ad litems. Those been the patterns of the same issues. What was the same issues that I ran in here? You're not traumatizing me. You're just allowing me to recognize the patterns. It's a pattern recognition. It's a behavior recognition. And y'all doing the same shit that y'all have been doing since fucking 1996. I recognized this shit as a kid. Girl, we gotta keep her in the house. We gotta keep her out the way because she gonna mess up all our stuff and what we got going on. No, what you're messing up on is that you're sitting here trying to choose and delegate and what it is that I can do and fucking say. Who does that? You have to have some kind because what I do and what I say is making you shit, or is it what I'm doing and what I'm saying is the truth and is destroying your reality, your false reality that you want to keep carrying on? Oh, I'm this, I'm that. No, you're not. You're not. You need me in order to do what it is, but if you remove me, it doesn't make any difference because anything that you're doing is not going to be effective. Because someone's going to want to claim, well, if she's by herself, I can be by myself. But I'm 100% sure if that person, and I'm supposed to be lost and then I'm found, you don't think that parent in themselves, that if I do have someone alive or a relative that's going to be like, hold up. Y'all going to do what? Y'all going to do this and then y'all will what? But you're not compensating them? You think people ain't gonna, people are suffering every day. They need money. They need this. Y'all doing all this pandemic, epidemic, stupid shit, but you don't want to compensate the person of who you're doing the shit to. Oh, well, PTSD, apparently everything that I'm saying is factual. We can go look up in NLH.gov. We can go look up thesis. We can go look up scholarly things. We can go look up statistics. But if I'm looking at the statistics, I'm looking at the pathology, even when it comes to just coming up with a common basic medicine. If you can't afford the medicine, create the medicine. You want to know why? Most medicine comes from the earth. If it's not the earth, it's the bugs. If it ain't the bugs, most of the stuff, shit. If you even really want to think about it, Vagisil or that Vagisil body wash that you use for your, for your hoo-ha, it got the same ingredients as the damn COVID injection. People be like, huh? Go look at what's the ingredients in the COVID, and then go look at what's inside Vagisil. And you're going to be like, what? Yes. I seen that a long time ago. I was like, hold up. There's something very big about this. It's too big to a point now I'm going to spread a new disease. We're going to put measles out here. We ain't had measles since, the 50s, 60s? So only thing that you're telling me that on a hierarchy level, and if we have to go to a bureaucrat or an aristocrat level, we got a way bigger problem. Now, then at that point, I could be whistleblowing, but I can't whistleblow if I'm not in a federal or government position no more. Y'all would have had a best bet by going ahead and offer me a federal position, whether it be FBI or CIA, because if I was FBI or CIA, I'm held under a different regard. Now, could I still do what I want to do? Of course. But at that point, you would have more form and authority and position to be able to control and monitor what it is that I do. Not on this level. Not on this level. But it's like, even then, like I said, if I had to sit here and talk about people and NCOs and people that I used to work with, she spoke positive, but she may have or may not, but she'll probably tell you the truth. But you have people sitting here, even everybody that I guarantee that I was in Fort Campbell with or Fort Carson with, probably been sitting here based off of everything that I've been talking about here, maybe within the last 10 weeks. These motherfuckers' mouth is probably hitting the floor right now. So you mean to tell me you was this intelligent the whole time? Duh, stupid. I just wanted to see how stupid you wanted to be. That's why I enjoy the word stupid. If I sit there, no shit, Dick Tracy. Aw. Okay, why don't you get on Moby's dick? I mean, my bad. Dick Van Chain? I don't know. But it's like, why would you want to sit here and try to insult someone's intelligence? You don't have your degree. You don't have a PhD. Well, bitch, you will be paying for it. It's a lot of people that sit here doing all this stupid shit and not realizing you're going to pay for my education if I want it. If I want that law degree, you're going to pay for it. If I want a cybersecurity, you're going to pay for it. If I want a medical degree, you're going to pay for it. If I want to work for the feds, you're going to pay for it. And you want to know what's the beautiful part of it? An immaculate part of it? I can do that shit from home. I ain't got to go into nobody's office unless it's, the president is calling you. He need this, and this. Okay, too easy. It's a job. Because most of the time, anybody trying to say anything otherwise, one thing for sure, two things for certain, I did my motherfucking job. They knew at the same time to keep your motherfucking distance. Don't talk no dumb shit. We won't have no problems. Long as I was able to focus on my job, I really didn't give a shit else that was going on in the military. You know how many times I used to hear even most people, how did you even survive the military being as such wanting to be by yourself? I had a job, I had a mission, I executed, and I minded my business. What the rest of these soldiers had going on, their life, their business was none of my fucking concern. All I knew is if S1 said they needed something from me, I was doing my S1 job. If the GSAB needed something, I was doing my GSAB job. If aviation needed something from me, I was doing my aviation job. If brigade needed something from me, I was doing my job at brigade. If division needed something from me, I was doing my job on division. You want to know what was even more impressed? That even garrison officials and the people over those bases, they've been tracking me over the years, and they're sitting here like, this motherfucker just don't quit. I'm not here to be, oh, she's ghetto, she's this. Okay, Ben Carson, go suck a dick, because, bro, you are the Uncle Ruckus of all the black people, and then have the audacity to sit here just because you got a PhD and you end up getting some money based off of being the gifted hand. But if we go ahead and just talk about that, you will sit here and say, oh, well, now you sitting here looking goofy and having to sit back and look stupid, because it's like, you shouldn't even know that we all been, because half of your people, everyone has a distinguished look. Only at this point, I had to utilize eugenics to deal with people, okay? Your eugenics, your behaviors. So epidemiology is very useful at this time, and sociology. If I'm not mistaken, it must have been, if I'm having to think about it, for the lady that used my paper for her thesis, and I didn't mind. I don't care. Shit, I got paid for it and compensated. Hell, fuck yeah, because, I mean, it's a thesis. But it's part of my information and my knowledge that I end up writing on my own. On my own. With very few references, but being able to just utilize my brain itself. That lady, I think she said a 98. I only got like a point or two off because it was like 2 words that were off. But outside of that, that paper was chef's kiss. Like, how the fuck you was able to do this? It's not difficult to sit there and do certain things, but then you try to like pinpoint. Like, I'm more just like, caught off guard. Like Ben Carson, why would you would want your people to go ahead and come up? But then it's like, well, too many black people in this. Well, too many motherfucking people like you that just don't take the chance and opportunity to figure out what people can we save from the community, and the motherfuckers who don't want to be saved, don't save them. It's simple. People will show you in every which way if they want to be saved and if they don't want to be saved. I can't save nobody who want to sit there and be in my business. I can't save you because you showing me every which way you're more concerned about what I got going on than what you got going on. You're more concerned about what I'm going to say next than to sitting there saying shit. Let me give you kudos. Genuine people give people kudos. Whether you going to like the shit or not, whether we agree or disagree, but shit, if you on point, you on point. I ain't got to like who the fuck you are, but shit, if you on point with your shit, you on point. Black people, oh, it's Trump, it's Trump. I don't give a fuck. To me, Trump is dope as fuck. But however, like I'll say time and time again, if I had to do presidency, I wouldn't put Trump as the president, but I would put that motherfucker right in the White House with me to run every bit of piece that we got with business, anything with the money and finances. I would have put Trump right there. How he ran it was how the fuck he ran it, especially when it comes to money. But most of the people, they always, well, he's taking away this and he's taking away that. He ain't really taking away shit. All he's trying to do is wake you motherfuckers up. These cuts, it ain't just cuts for no reason. Because the ones who he end up cutting, he's going to know who were the good ones. You don't think for a second before he ended up making these executive decisions that he didn't executively already hand select the people who will bring back to him the good information and the shitty information. Trump already knew who was going to bring the shitty one and who was going to bring the decent one. He knew he can already separate between it, even if he don't like them. If I was going to conduct business, I'm going to conduct it with the blacks. He didn't say Hispanics. He didn't say Arabs. He didn't say Asians. He didn't say none of that. He said black people, right? Meaning he knows the knowledge and the keys and the aspects of what black people carry whenever it comes to whatever his mission or agenda could have been. Meaning, hey, when it came to him conducting business and certain things of such, guess what? It was a black motherfucker that gave him like, hey, yeah, you go ahead and do this and flip this. And the motherfucker understood it. You think anybody was concerned, oh, the motherfucker came from KKK. Trump had motherfuckers in his pocket that y'all wouldn't even realize was in his motherfucking pocket. You'd be like, huh? What? Yeah, he on his shit. Now, is it crazy shit for him to make this kind of move when we have too many mentally unstable people? But then it's like, shit, I can make a purge without making the. You got a lot of people hungry for fucking money to do anything. There go your purge. Versus saying, hey, I got a bright idea. So whenever this market crash, AKA just like the Great Depression, AKA like 2008, AKA here we are again. World War III, but is it going to be here on the United States of America? Or can we take it to somebody else's shit? Because only in history have we not ever had a fucking war on the United States of America territory. This is the only place in the history book that you would not ever hear about a war being on the United States in itself at all. That's the only time. It's nowhere in the history. Tell me in the history book. Don't worry about it. I'll wait. But too much time to be waiting right now. Because considering there's so much stuff that y'all sitting here playing, because somebody feel like, well, they can't charge me for double jeopardy, even though they're alive, and we already reported them unalive. We can't call this double jeopardy if they're... For technicality, if they got the right information, they can charge you with something. And considering that you're attempting to do so, and they can see clearly that the person that you say you don't know where they are or who they are, they're going to know exactly that you know who exactly it is. And then you trying to go through therapy and shit like that just to get a mental diagnosis to blame it on that, on your behavior. Then, of course, we're going to look for somebody to say, hey, I was having a bad day and I just lost it that day. So you're going to use combat veterans to do this shit just to get away with it? That's the craziest thing to do so. Well, why would I want to take her away? Like most veterans will probably ask you certain questions because it's like, okay, so what is this? Is this due to national security? Is this person? And this is like somebody be like, yes, but you're telling a bold-faced lie. Give this person that picture, give them this person's social media, because of course, you know, if a person's trying to do their due diligence to go ahead and get the body, I need to know who they are, what they do, what's their patterns, what's their routine and shit like this, right? It just comes with the fucking territory. You must be militant to be able to do that. You must be trained in some sort of thing. I'm going to use a military person who was either special forces or had very deep training, a Marine, Army, or somebody that was Navy SEAL. If I can't utilize that person, because most of the time these motherfuckers go cuckoo, screws is missing. It's natural. Then, if not, I'm going to use somebody that was in the sheriff department. Most people that end up going to sheriff department either did something with SWAT, they were either undercover, or they did something with narcotics, DEA, right? Or the U.S. Marshals. Then on top of that, if I can't get them, then what's the next thing to do? I'm going to get somebody who either worked for, not Homeland Security, what is it called? Secret Service, or worked in that kind of field. Those are your top 3 people to be able to do that. You must be very precision in that. And if not, if I can't get it off of my American soil, I'm going to the other countries. It's natural. But most things that most people never pay attention to, whenever I'm talking to somebody, hey, their accent's a little off. People can try to hide their accents, and some people try to do that and hide where they come from. You can tell when somebody's trying to strategically try to tell you a different birthday, a different name, a different job. Like, that's why it's too easy to read people, because it's like, over my years, because this shit been happening to me, or more prevalent in my face when I turned like 13. So, you know, the bar mitzvah age. So by the time I was 13, in order for me to stay safe, the shit that I'm talking about now, I've been doing that since then. So imagine every day that you keep doing these things, you're giving me more intel, detail. Hey, you're giving me more characteristics. You're giving me more understanding of habits, routines, purchases. Where would they go? Where would they behave? Who would they be around? How are they family alike? Even false family. All those things play in this, right? So the possibilities is not endless, but it's too easy to figure out exactly what it's pertaining to. Like DeSantis and all the rest of these motherfuckers, once you realize, like, damn, I know she a black person, I don't like this ER, but guess what? I'm going to give you this fucking money because some shit just goes too far. And if she figures out our next thing that we're running, we're screwed. That's why I said you had a better bet than some of the people that you even had hired on and gave on. You had a better bet of getting them than you had to get me. You had a way better chance. Like, you would have been like very successful within the first year. For some of you, you would have been so successful with that shit within 38 hours. Just based off of some of these people's mentality, personalities, traits, behaviors, and how they do certain things and how they think. Shit, you would have had a great time. For somebody, shit, even if you had to drag it on 4 months max. Because some people are not going to want to take the chance and opportunity to do what the hell it is that they're supposed to be doing. Simple. You'll tell them, yes, you know, the first thing they always, for women, the first thing they always asking me is my weight. Bitch, you're beyond self-conscious. So you have low self-esteem and low confidence. Cool. Bet. I know what I'm going to do with this one. Upon diagnosis, being in the hospital or in the laboratory, ooh, wow, look at this person's blood. Ooh, wow, look at their DNA. Ooh, look at this. Oh, shit. We utilize this off of this person. Hey, doc, whenever you're in your allies associates, right? Associate medical practices. Hey, yo, you realize I got this client. I'm going to send them over here to you. I'm going to use Orlando Health as, hey, I got this client. Bro, did you see? I'm going to send you these results. I'm going to fax this over. Look at their DNA. Look at their genes. Look at this. bro, we could utilize this person to do, we got this experiment going on in the background because we're trying to get the cure or the vaccine for this, and their blood is very prevalent. Hey, their urine is very useful for this. Hey, did you not know if we get this off of their uterus, or if we get this off of their breast tissue? Oh, you know that one guy that we had came in and we had to go do that one biopsy? Yo, all the shit. I can only imagine what his blood can do. I can only imagine what if we took some certain skin grafts in certain things and make it seem like it's a tumor or something. But if they die from this tumor, their skin is very useful to go ahead and do this for somebody. For this one plastic surgery, we could use this for this flap. That shit is not uncommon. It's a normal thing. But what's the natural next thing for them to do? Okay, we got to poison them with the food because we know we can't get them in the hospital. Shit, I know I can't get them at work. Shit, I know I can't get them at school. Shit, I can't get them through relationships. I can't get them through, living. I can't get them through this because shit, if we make them homeless, well, if they're homeless, we do give them government assistance, but with that restrict them to only the places that we give them, right? Right. This is like somebody's brightest idea. Like, okay, but even then, that person's not obligated to do any of those things. They're not obligated. They're not obligated to show up for those appointments. They're not obligated to do that. And then once upon a time, the VA is like, you're going to force a person to do that, but we're going to make sure that you seem like you're this. So you're going to take away those people's benefits because they're not using the medications because they chose to go ahead and do the research on how it'll affect their body. Like, that was their problem with me at the VA. No, I'm not taking this medicine if I do not know what's going to be the adverse reaction. Oh, it's just very rare that these things happen. I don't give a fuck if it's very rare or not. I can probably be that very rare case that I take this shit and it burns a hole in my stomach. I could be that very rare case where that shit can cause me cancer and I'm healthy right now. Then I don't want to take something that's going to cause a fucking cancer. But in this instant, y'all utilize the thyroid, which would give you the leeway, brainway, to say, hey, they have all these mental conditions. I don't have no fucking mental conditions. It's a fucking thyroid issue. Why your weight fluctuate down? Why is it that you get this here? What is that called? Hypothyroidism. Those are the features, the facts of what you'll catch, right? Then you know the difference of someone with PCOS. You know the difference between someone with endometriosis. You could tell the difference. Like I said, when I had to go to that VA and talk to that doctor, Dr. Perez was caught off fucking guard. She was like, she looked at me in shock. How do you know? Shit, your face and your skin will tell you everything you need to know about what's going on with your body. Your skin alone can tell you more about what's going on if you're about to get sick. It can tell you what part of your body is causing you sickness. It can show you where you need to go ahead and focus yourself on. Say if you get sick, if I got this right here, this is telling me it's my hormones. If I got something here, hey, there's something going on with liver and kidney. This right here, a deficiency, liver, kidneys, genetics, thyroid. Like every part of your face alone tells more about everything. There's a name to it. Well, should I give you the name? Maybe not. I don't fucking know. But all day long, someone is in the fucking parking lot as I say this, because this is like shit. This is, I'm so with. No, you've been just giving my fucking money, bro. Like the shit is a little bit annoying, but if we want to kiki kaka, well, we can kiki kaka and figure out, hey, shit, should we go find a published company? If I could find a published company that's not going to be afraid to publish something, why not? Why not start something where we can open up our own business and publish that shit and put it out there? And then it's like, fuck. If there's a will, there's a way. There's several ways to skin a cat, but shit. Why not utilize with the actual information, with the backed up information that you guys itself going ahead and backing up? Sometimes you failing yourself because you're hiring fucking people that swear up and down that they're educated and they're uneducated because they had mommy and daddy's money and they bought their degrees versus actually studying. So you get mad at a person like me sitting here spitting out knowledge and it's like, you got knowledge and you didn't go to college. Actually, I did. I just didn't get a chance to fucking finish, okay? And the fact that I was going to try to finish, y'all made it your business and will and power to make sure that I didn't finish that shit. Because I'm pretty sure I probably would have been top of the class, cum laude, whatever the case may be, with the confidence that I have now, and understanding that confidence comes with self, not the validation of others, which I had to learn that in middle school and high school. It works a little bit different. It works a little bit different. So don't call it a mental disorder because someone has self-confidence. You have low confidence when you seek outside validation. You gain low self-esteem and low confidence when you get other people to do your shit that you should be able to do on your own. Don't get mad at me because you feel like you feeling attacked. It just seems like you're very much so, if you're calling yourself emotionally stoic or you calling yourself emotionally intelligent, apparently you're not. If little old me, that is not nobody, is triggering you and striking a nerve, apparently I'm doing something fucking right. Because if you wasn't going to be unfazed and unbothered, you wouldn't go out of your way and make it your business to go ahead. If anything, I would be like, let that bitch shit circulate. I'm going to let this motherfucking shit circulate because it ain't shit. But the people that are talking their shit and talking facts, that's all the people that you usually shadow in. Those usually are the people that you're trying to shut up. Those usually are the people that you get mad at because you're triggered. If you can't sit in here, you're a triggered motherfucker. You're a crybaby. To me, you're soft. So I can only imagine if you had to talk to me face to face, I guarantee you will be a person that would cry. Or you'll be a person that I'm going to sit here and try to play my role because you're a liar and you're fake as shit. And then the realness will trigger your demons. A like person will irritate any person that's trying to sit here and live in a certain way. Somebody's name is Bert. Bert. What kind of damn name is that? Well, you burning the what the fuck you was burning in 1936? I was burned. You was burned. Is it a passed on person? Somebody gonna be speaking from the grave here shortly. So apparently I'm gonna be speaking up on people that passed away. Someone could have passed. The birthday could be 1937 or 1946. A Bert. Alvin and Albert. Alvin, Simon, Theodore. Do. Someone has 3 boys. Triplets or something like that. Or someone going to end up having 3 boys or something. Someone could have 5 boys. Someone just recently just trying to make a noise complaint as I speak. But mind you, they're sitting here watching the YouTube. They're not in here, but they're watching it. They're just like, oh shit, it's not too easy. It's like you lack the confidence and then you trying to do work and your work ain't meaning shit. These are the same people that sat there and watched me do my ritual. I don't have no problem about doing my rituals anywhere. But you have a few friends and one unexpected enemy. Shit, right now everybody will be an enemy. To me right now. Oh, especially they'll be like, hey girl, we ain't talked in a while. Don't pull that shit with me because right now I'll probably feel like you are the enemy at that point. Because it's like, for how long a lot of people sit here and watch this shit, how do you expect for me to trust you? That's the biggest thing. Where do you expect for somebody to trust any person that you're going to try to bring? Oh, we're going to bring back Pierce and maybe that'll work. No, it won't. She sat back and look, no, she won't. Oh, we can bring in Arlene. No, we're not bringing back Arlene. I'm tired of Cindy doing all that shit with the Santa Muerte and shit like that. And she doing the work on her to stay away, even though me and her was cool than a motherfucker. But I got enough respect for her just to stay away so she don't have chaos and craziness in her home. Shit, her ex-husband and his wife into that weird shit. But I ain't ever did nothing with that man shit. We was just all fucking cool. I wasn't ever sitting there just judging nobody about nothing. Beware of a jealous woman. This person could be a Pisces. Heavy on the Pisces. A February Pisces or a March Pisces. Who? Jasmine and Regina. Who gives a shit about them? They're irrelevant. Oh, we used to getting away. You might be used to getting away with other motherfuckers with that shit, thinking we got this. Baby, go snort on some cokes. Go pop some pills or some shit. I found treasure in the hill. Some of y'all need to go fucking heal some childhood wounds. Like, you know, people that could be messy and they know that they hurt somebody and be like, I wasn't even child. If we turn on cameras, you was at the damn skating rink. You knew that person tripped. She'll be a motherfucker go get somebody to befriend them and then trip them back like, that wasn't us. We don't do those type of things. You could play that with somebody else. And then it's like, you had Tommy Scott, which was Pepper's husband, and he was infantry, artillery, Rakkasan. So he had his ties with special forces and shit, pathfinders and all. So it's not like shit. Military people carry a particular signature and a demeanor. You can't miss it. People that are police officers, sheriffs, they got a particular signature. They got a demeanor about them. There's a particular way they dress. There's a particular way that they talk. There's a particular way that they shake hands with people. Their interactions with people. I pay attention to the weirdest shit that most people would never fucking pay attention to. And that's how it's just like, oh, so you know, yeah. It ain't fucking difficult to figure out. It's just like certain things is not even about fucking words. It's just paying attention to what it is that they will do or lack of doing. But Leon Thomas, for somebody you'll find out that they, you know, a false friend, beware. So this is like someone, their next effort is to try to get somebody that's probably like a celebrity money. And it's like, but I'm also hearing somebody, well, who would turn down anybody with a lot of money if they ain't got no money? But it's like they do have money, but these are the people using their money just to try to make something to be funny about. Okay, so when we get this celebrity to go talk to or whatever, and this is like someone coaching a celebrity about what to do, what to say, what not to do, how to behave whenever we get this person. When you get them, this is what we want you to do so they can submit. This is like someone is so overly like doused in wanting to break somebody. Okay, well, we couldn't break her to make this man because he had STDs. We couldn't break her because the man was gay. I mean, a regular, smegular, basic woman, if she ever found out her husband left for a man, of course, that would devastate the fuck out of her and put her in a deep-ass fucking depression. Of course, you know, death is inevitable. What the fuck you want me to do? Okay, of course I'll cry you. Well, we killed off all your children. Okay, you want a cookie? The only thing, if I had to go into logic, the logic thing is the only thing you did was clear responsibility. Now that just requires the brain to be rewired to understand, like, now where I was accustomed to cooking for 8 people, now I'm just cooking for myself again. Now it's just myself again. So like, what is it like logically? Like, I'm just looking for the logic in it with no emotion in it. And this is like someone looking to create emotion. If a person already knows, or most people wouldn't know, take out the fucking emotion and think logic. Simple. It's fucking simple. People make shit more difficult than what it is. Oh, we was going to affect their mental health. Okay, we couldn't do that. We was going to affect their physical, sexual health so no one would be with them. Well, shit, the only thing you doing is allowing me time to be by myself. Shit, even if you gave me anything crazy, that just means there's more time to myself, more opportunity for me to enjoy the fuck out of myself. So me not having to worry about talking to another person, because guess what? Being in a relationship requires you to be responsible for somebody else's fucking feelings and emotions. Simple. You have children. You're required to be emotionally and psychologically available. Logic sense. Someone just didn't understand, like, this motherfucker got a switch. It's too fucking easy. Like, the fuck? Y'all make more shit complicated than what it needs to be. So now you're sitting here like, I have to beat him. No, now you're sitting here being crying and you're going stupid because you're doing stupid as shit just to do it. And then this is also, somebody had an agenda to end it, even catch on to people who are often the people that are doing the whistleblowing. Oh, they own their ass. And it's some hot states, and I'm not going to mention what states they own and they trying to pay attention to. I'm not going to mention that because I'm being told, no, don't tell them what states. But it's going to be most people that are doing this shit to me. If I carry the spirit of the angel of death, that means I know when death is upon a person. I know when it's there. You think I want to feel great and confident about telling you who's fit to pass away, even down to children? No, who wants to? But I know I have a very close spiritual, etheric, natural tie to the Grim Reaper. I didn't call it in, but hey, it was just attached to me when I came to this earth. So when it's coming, it's coming. That's why it requires me, somebody's last name is Cummings, but it requires me to stay calm, because the more, if I have to face you face to face, you just made your situation way worse. Even if you felt like she's not going to know that this is me, well, it did, considering you carry an energy signature, entity that's attached to everyone that we had our secret meetings. Okay, well, within your secret meeting, there was 50 other people. You may have been the main 10 people. Out of each 10 people, you may have 10 other people that you're communicating with via computer, email, text message, video chat, however it is that you're communicating, or a particular location. But however, all in the communication, my name is in there. All in that communication, even if you're sitting here doing it in a medical office, you just made that even worse. What's affiliated with death? Blood, right? What's affiliated with death? Organs. What is bones, right? On top of that, when it comes to doing digital footprints, and you want to play with black magic, right? Considering that I'm black, I'm going to have very strong ties to Orishas, right? So any person you got to do Santeria, Brujeria work, I'm going to be tied to that, right? So apparently, the only thing I'm going to need to call in, hey, Ishu, Ileba, and Ogun. I don't have time to deal with Shango, because I know what comes with Shango. Oshun, Yema, Ya, and Arissa. But in order for me to figure out your digital footprint, I'm going to holler at Ogun real quick. Let me go holler at Ogun. Go ahead and reveal to me, Ogun, about who's this. Too easy. Oh, we're going to get our white friends. Well, considering if Ancestry say this, if it was accurate, we don't want to turn down Ancestry.com now, do we? Because if we do, that leads to an even bigger leak. Now you got an even bigger problem. Somebody's name is Angelique. Angelina, Angelica, something. But then it's just like, I'm hearing somebody say, shit, we fucked up, man. You will suffer. The longer that you make me wait and the longer that you keep playing, it's about to be 9 people pass away. By the 420, 9 people will be gone. It's going to be 9 people gone. The longer that you keep playing, and it's like, we ain't going to give her this money. We're not going to give her this opportunity. We're going to keep blocking what she's saying, and we're going to keep paying people to hack her. Okay. The hacker, the one who's laughing, the ones who watching, the one who's still carrying on, those who didn't give me the genuine apology, those who haven't came to me either directly or even emailed me to let me know some type of heads up, those who are holding and hindering up my money, those who knew about my money, those who played in my fucking money. Count your days. It's fair is fair, just us. Fair is fair. By the 20th, 9 people will be passed away that is affiliated to everybody that's playing with this. 9 people. And it's going to be within the family. Should I tell you who or what? Nah. I can tell you how, what it'll look like, and it don't look great. It don't look great. Somebody's birthday is on the 15th or the 16th. You about to... I'm hearing you're going to get your tragic news first. I'm hearing somebody saying they're going to do it very slightly. The same way that they did it slightly, I feel like they're creeping up on y'all right now. The Grim Reaper, don't play with her, she's the teacher. Are you a creature? I tell you motherfuckers, I'm an alien. I'm not human. I can't stand humans. Reptilians, they're interesting. You just feed them. Forgive someone and don't trust again. I don't trust nobody at this point. Changing my life of a true friend. Use your own brain. Quit stealing somebody's shit and then trying to say you use it. No, you wanted a reference. I'm not fit to give you the fucking reference, but logical sense is go do your research. Quit fucking with people and then realize at the end of the day, like, hey, shit, maybe we shouldn't play. The longer somebody's going to do something very heinous, they're going to attempt to get away with it. And the fact that they're going to get very close to getting ready to get away with, like, to get close to me, instant. That's how fast stuff happens. Somebody, is about 9 people playing right now. Somebody on the 27th, you ain't fit to make it, baby. You keep pissing me off because there's somebody very interested and you thought you was real dark in this shit. You'll pay for it. I promise you. I promise you. You can't play with everybody and not know what they're tied to. Some people are tied to death. And it don't make them good. It don't make them good or bad. Hey, they're just a tie to them. It's some people that are tied to the Jesus DNA. You do wrong by Jesus, what happened? You call yourself a Christian, so understand, do unto others as you want done to yourself. So all that person is that they got that Jesus DNA, whether you want to acknowledge it this day and age, that person that got that Jesus DNA, how did it plan out for everybody after he came on that cross? A plague hit instantly. A plague. So someone may be playing with like 20 people's different lives. So for those 20 lives you playing with, times that by 100. So depending on how big your family is, and that person, they being genuine, they living right, they mind their business, they doing what they supposed to do, they law abiding, and you trying to find everything in your fucking willpower just to fuck them over and do something dirty. Trust and believe me, count your days. You can't play with people like that and think ain't nothing gonna come back. Because most of the time, psychologically, most of the time, people that get really triggered, they're mad because they can't get to that place. Any person that I really just deal with on a day-to-day, they're mad because it's like, shit, well, you're fucking with me based off of information that they're giving of you from me about 20, 30 years ago. Oh, we gonna do this and this is gonna get them to piss off. Really? No, only difference is before, 26 years ago, I didn't know how to articulate. Now that I do, why the fuck would I waste my time when I already know that you're more triggered about me being calm and you're being more pissed off because you're not getting the reaction that you want. So now that a person responds, you're not used to response, you're used to a reaction. You wanted to create reactive abuse. And now the reactive abuse is upon you because you're just like, shit, the shit that I'm doing to you is not triggering you, but it's triggering yourself. You're more triggered than the person who's supposed to be triggered. They're speaking more elaborate than how I would explain it. Shit, it's something that I probably explained in this little instance that probably would have took you about 2, 3, 4 years to fucking explain, or even trying to figure out how do I break this down to explain to somebody. Excuse me. The facts are the facts. You just can't sit there and just do certain shit to people and things like that. I don't do friends. I don't do family. So what shit? You stole all my fucking money. So you did forced homelessness. Anything else at this point is not going to be a fucking surprise. So it's just going to require for me, okay, be calm and see what it is that you can do next. Sleeping and trying to be a prostitute. Because at the end of the day, Patrick and Sheila's and Johnny and all them thing was, oh, we got to get her to agree to be in traffic. I didn't never agree to be in fucking traffic, but hey, it just seemed like it worked this way. Are y'all going to ever send someone to get these fucking cameras out of my house? If not, then hey, shit, carry on. The fuck, like, it doesn't make me have less integrity. It doesn't make me lose any of my own self-respect. It's not going to cause me to lose my own morals. But however, how I deal with you is how I deal with you. If I ask you a direct question and you choose not to answer, it sounds like a personal problem and I might just walk the fuck away. So who's going to be pissed off at the end of the day, me or you? It seems like you. You want to carry it on. I choose to go ahead and ignore it because it's not going to get anywhere in a hostile situation. If you're trying to create hostility, what comes with hostility? More hostility, right? So in order to avoid the hostility, either I'm just going to go around it or I'm going to try to figure out what is your point and key of why you're being hostile. And if they can't explain it, most likely 10 times out of 10, what is the new statistic? If people can't use their words, they want to shoot them up, bang, bang. Because they don't know how to use their fucking words. They don't know how to express I'm angry, so I'm going to fight you. You don't know how to use your words? Your mommy didn't ever tell you to use your words? You ain't got to hit somebody. Use your words. And most people, like, you didn't come from a fucking chaotic environment for you to sit there and not figure out how to fucking regulate yourself. self-regulate. Because it's like, Warren, somebody's last name is Warren or name is Warren. So anything that I've been talking about, shit, it ain't nothing here. Canarsie. I saw her Bed-Stuy earlier, so someone could be from New York. I don't know. I know, and even though I didn't ever see him, I knew he was from somewhere from Brooklyn. That's the only thing I knew he was from, somewhere from Brooklyn. I told the storm to pass. Storm you can't last. That song always be in my heart. Anytime it's just like shit, you get discouraged, baby. It be certain songs that are gonna uplift you. But hey, another beef, another story. Good for the day. Another great fucking reader out here. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody is meant to be bought. Everybody's not meant to be sold. Shit. If you doing, you know what's good morally for you, and God put it upon you to do certain things, do the fucking right thing the first time. Don't let God put your ass on your ass and then you sitting there getting mad because the person that you need to be collabing with don't want to collab with you no more because you want to do it because you got money. You got money. Money ain't gonna solve every fucking thing, but yeah, you can pay me, but after you pay me, get the fuck on. I ain't gotta sign shit. You need the service. You need the information from me, not the other way around. But at the same time, y'all the ones sitting here trying to cause sickness, trying to cause health problems, trying to get people to make sure that don't help her, don't do this. Shit, y'all been doing this shit since I was a kid. I just want to see what she will do. That's evil as shit. Not help someone because you don't feel like they need help, and then you wanted to keep screaming they're incompetent, and then you gotta get the judge to be fucking watching, and the judge clearly is saying there ain't shit incompetent about that motherfucker. She's explaining this shit beyond a little bit more elaborate than what I could explain. Then you take away my opportunities to work for law firms. That would have been dope to do, but you took that away. It would have been dope to work for the CIA or FBI. Shit, Bilal gave himself away. I was like, damn, CIA got to come down here like that? Y'all doing it like that to you, girl? All right, cool. He gave it. I knew something was great about me if I could trip that motherfucker. I was like, you used to this shit. And some people sitting there like, I was supposed to be, you wasn't supposed to be doing shit. But the job that it is that you do. If I dreamt of what it is that you did months ago, years ago, hey, I just already know how this is going to play out. So it requires me to not get shit. It's just like, at this point, just give me my money. I just want to live in peace, travel, and mind my fucking business. And if I decide to have a business, my business is my business. If you want to work with me, it's a contract. But I have terms, I have my own terms and conditions of how we can do that shit. It's too easy to work around not mentioning people's names. If you're going to keep attacking me, yes, your name deserves to be dropped. Talking about it's defamation of character. Well, it's not defamation of character if they can sit here and watch every video, every 1,600 videos of mine here on YouTube. And God knows how many videos I done uploaded on TikTok. So granted, they can go sit there and be like, oh shit, she really did say this. She did say this. And then you trying to say that she stole this. Well, according to this, and then with her phones and all the digital print. So now who really got the case of defamation of character? I do. Because you want to keep me away from going to the court. You want to keep changing every time I go to the post office or even online to do post office stuff. You're making sure my stuff don't get to the post office. You want to block me and get you my own thing to protect myself so I don't stand a chance in the situation. That's the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. But I was like, it'll make logical sense if you already know at the same time that you're dealing with somebody that has no problem making sure that they can stand up for themselves and protect themselves. That's a problem for you. A false friend beware. Oh, girl, we friends. We look like we into the same thing. You think I really care to be friends with anybody? No, I don't want to be your fucking friend. Genuinely show and prove yourself first, and then I can probably consider a friendship. If not, we don't have to be. We don't have to be, but if you've been a person that lied and hid shit for me, what the fuck make you think I want to be your friend? Make it make sense. And you stole from me? Get the fuck on. You must be coming with hell of a lot of fucking money and a hell of a lot of fucking ties and connections. it gotta be fucking life changing for me to even consider something. And even then, I probably still gotta keep you about 2 arms length, and my arms ain't that fucking long. I'm just saying. But even then, it's just like a lot of these people, you wouldn't be going through all the losses that you're taking: cars, money, homes, investments, stocks, portfolios, and other investments. Because the longer you keep taking, for every day that you keep doing this is the days acclimated of how much. For somebody, they about to be losing the money by the 100,000s. For somebody else, they're going to be losing it by the millions. For somebody, they're going to be losing precious things or having to sell their precious assets that they was hoping that they will be able to keep, just to avoid saying, I apologize, I knew this happened to you, here's the information that you needed. Some of you don't cherish your children. You don't cherish your family. It's a woman that keeps going so hard at me, by all means necessary. And by all means necessary, coffin. You'll find yourself in a coffin. Before you think you will get to me, you will be gone before I would. And I feel like I'm going to live for a long time. So you sent out about 14 different payments, up to 14 and 26 different payments to 9 different people to get this done. Your birthday is anywhere on either the 14th, 26th, 28th, 14th, 16th, or the 28th, or the 3rd. You can be a Taurus, an Aries, a Pisces, or a Gemini. I want this, but you telling lies though. Johnny, yes, Papa, telling lies. Don't trust me. I don't trust nobody. I don't give a fuck. Oh, mama, your cousin, I know we didn't meet, and I know you went through all that. And motherfucker, you sat back with the rest of the motherfuckers. You knew I existed. You knew I was alive. You knew I was going through shit. And instead of this coming up, this is like, you going ahead and giving me the money. They know how much money I'm getting. Then it's like, oh, we family. You ain't gonna, I don't care about none of that. You ain't finna make me feel guilty or guilt trip me into anything at all. Be careful of y'all health and beware of a jealous woman. A woman about to try to set her boyfriend or her man up or her little sneaky link up and just try to do some crosshair. There's a Leo. This person could be a Cancer Leo, July 21st. This person right here is a jealous person. Somebody's birthday, July 12th, jealous as shit. Somebody's birthday is on the 27th, just jealous, like a motherfucker, just jealous for no reason. That's ridiculous. The only thing I just ask for is shit, so we can let this shit go. Let fear be fear. Y'all know y'all owe me shit from the children's hospital. Y'all owe me shit from the transitional home. You owe me shit from the Veterans Affairs situation. Y'all owe me shit from the military shit. And y'all owe me one more fucking paycheck for all this defamation of character and all this personal injury to go ahead to prolong the complex PTSD. That's why my damn rating for the VA will fucking stand for a lifetime. Shit, if you wanted it to, y'all should have gone ahead and added that in with Social Security, where y'all denied a lot of shit. It's a lot of shit that y'all should be coming up on. Help me, give me the money, shit. I got shit to do. And y'all sitting here playing. Want me to go sleep with somebody just to fucking get the money? That's crazy. So your scenario or your story can work? Stupid. Trying to cause me to keep missing opportunities, people not to be my friend, not to trust me and shit like that, not to have lovers and love. Shit, I'll love myself until then. The right person meant for me will be for me. I don't need nobody fucking second guessing my love. I don't need nobody with me that's gonna sit there second guess me and make me come second to your fucking family. Fuck your mama, fuck you, and fuck everybody that come along with you. I ain't never had nobody fucking have my back. I ain't never had nobody ride for me. So I'm going to ride for myself like I'm going to need somebody to ride for me. Because the person meant for me, he going to ride harder for me how I fucking ride for myself. Period, point blank. And if you can't ride harder for me than how I ride for myself, move it. Skadoodle. Okay? Skadoodle. Oh, toodles. Oh, toodles. Anyways, we'll leave it at that. Y'all have a great day. Y'all have a blessed day. But all that at the very beginning of the video, very informational. Very informal. That's if they don't make the video too choppy. That's if they're not going to try to shadow ban or strike the fucking video, because it's a lot of people that deserve to know this as national public shit. If he's opening up what happened to MLK shit. Open up what happened to Malcolm X too, so we can talk about it. Because then if we talk about it, a lot of black people, we can finally start, y'all can start clearing up that slave fucking mentality. Anyway, or ancestral stuff that y'all carrying on, because it shows a bunch of Uncle Ruckuses. How we got a Spanish Uncle Ruckuses, we got black Negro Uncle Ruckuses and shit. Oh, black people, black people act like this. And then we got goofy black motherfuckers like you. Because sometimes that hood motherfucker coming into those sedity ass places is what the fuck you need. We need a shake up. Because maybe if we had a shake up a long time ago, a lot of shit, we wouldn't even be doing tariffs and all this other crazy shit. Make this world a better place. If you can. Reach out and touch. But don't touch my hand. Don't touch me. I don't like y'all. I'm disgusted. Anyways, y'all be blessed. Take care. Anything else, I'll be back whenever I get back.